That made me want to freestyle.
Not freestyle.
I know it, man. You know what? The ratings would go down tremendously if I tried to freestyle. So we're not going to go there. We're going to stick to what we know. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your boy, G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton. And right now, right next to me is our boy, allow me to butt in, Sports Roof. And right below him is our boy, our guy, our 300-pounders, Dallas Cowboy Chris. Let's give it up. Yeah. Woo-wee. I don't know, man. I'll tell you, the plate is full today, man. But before we get started, man, we got to say thank you to all our subscribers and all those that follow us and help us do what we do best, because we all just Dallas Cowboy fans talking about our Dallas Cowboys. So with that being said, we want to say thank you. Yeah. So some of us got different backgrounds, and looks like they're still on vacation, but he says it's not a vacation.
I'm not on vacation.
But Drew, the only reason he's saying that because his boss might be watching.
Hey, if I was on vacation, he'd be answering all these 3,000 phone calls I get a day.
Are you serious?
Got a point. Man, got a point.
Wow. So how's it going up there? And where you at in
Reno, Nevada. Today, man, it's like 55 degrees. Looking at the mountains with the snow on top of it. Just cold, chilling today in Reno. That's what we doing.
Just rub it in our face. You see that, Rue? You hear that? Just like...
Come on, G. It ain't that bad out here. Damn. Well, I don't know what it's like up north. In Austin, we chilling down here, man.
We chilling, man.
Got the sun out.
Yeah, the sun is still out at 7 o'clock.
Good. Hey, that's enough.
Hey, y'all got used to this daylight savings time yet? Rue, how's it working with you, bro?
Man, I'm in on that, man. I think this is the last year it changes, right? Like it don't change no more after this. From now on, this is what it's gonna be. I'm pretty sure. I think they voted on this shit or something. I don't even know how you can come to making that decision to begin with, but apparently somebody voted. It wasn't me.
Yeah, who voted on it?
I don't know. That's what I heard. I was just like, okay, sounds good to me.
It's been rough.
But I heard it on the radio, so I believe it. It wasn't like on the internet. You know, the radio is like ancient technology these days. If you heard it on the radio, they check that shit.
I guess. What you say, Chris?
Man, it's been rough on me because we're on Pacific time in Reno.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm 2 hours behind, right?
Oh, my God.
Like when I'm supposed to be at work, I'm at work at 6 o'clock in the morning here. So it's something else, man.
Mikey Mic'd Up is in the house. Give it up for Mikey AZ.
Hey,
Mikey, please tell me you're not doing this while you're driving. I hope. Uh-oh.
Let me get off, and then when I go. No, yo.
Mikey probably trying to drive and do the video at the same time, running all other lanes. So he'll be back in a minute. So let's give it up to the folks in the Cowboy Huddle. We got Pete in the house. Our boy Pete, man. Pete need to catch on with us sometime. What's up, fam? How's everyone? Pete, my guy. What's going on with you, Pete? Well, you know, we got the Cowboy Beauty in the house. Cowboy Base 22. Hello.
All the way in California.
Yeah, and our boy Larry's in the house. What's up, Larry? Our faithful.
The faithful Larry.
Yeah, the faithful Larry's all in the house. So, yeah, man, here we are, man. I know it just, it's been kind of funny. I did a video not long ago, man, because it seemed like everybody wanted to jump off the ledge because Dallas hadn't done anything. Why haven't we done anything? Oh my gosh, everybody's doing something. I'm like, what is this monkey see, monkey do? But We starting to see some things, don't you think, Big Chris?
Yeah, man. Cowboys are never the day one free agent people. When the last time that happened?
Yeah.
Even when they signed Dion, and even when they signed Charles Haley, it wasn't on day one. It was a work. A lot of people who signed on day one, they had their mind locked in and loaded. They had them. They was negotiating before it was time to negotiate. So
facts.
It's just patience, man. You know how us Cowboy fans is. Gee, we impatient, bro. We impatient.
Man, I thought I had to talk some folks off the ledge. I'm like, man, and then all these content creators. What's wrong with the Cowboys? I'm just sick right now. I can't believe we're not. Hey, man, the marathon is not running a sprint. What do you think, Rue?
Man, it's chess, it ain't checkers. And they've
there
made
you
some
go.
great moves. They made some
there
great
you
moves.
Go, man.
I'm so happy about who we kept. And we're going to get into it. But it's like, bro. Because last week, man, I was doom and gloom. I was, man. Because I really, really thought we were going to lose some key pieces. And just to keep what we kept, it's just nice to feel the way you feel right now.
Well, and this is what I said too. I was thinking about that. I said, man, we made some major moves. Number one, we kept Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Number one, yeah. I mean, you can say what you want. We kept Dan Quinn. Look at Philadelphia right now. Oh my gosh. And then only that, number two, the next big move we made, Big Chris, we restructured Dak's contract. Man, we got some monopoly money now. So
they've been restructuring contracts. Like, I mean, they just did D-Law today, freed up another $9 million. Like, they're moving money. They are moving money, and I don't think they're done. I really don't think they're done.
Right now, they're saying that they can get up, if they really work at it, they can probably get up to $70 million before season starts or before things get to rolling. But like I say, they willing and dealing. We just don't have to make moves when everybody else making moves. Trackhawk is in the house. He said, "What's up?" Say, man, I got a hat that hat, man. I don't know where you got that hat from. Yeah, y'all seen the hat he had on?
Yeah.
What
the big old caps, big old
only Trackhawk, man. Only Trackhawk.
I've only seen those at games.
For real.
I seen them at games too. And I was like, really?
I'll be mad as hell sitting behind your ass though. I'm like,
oh my God. Yeah. Ivan's in the house. Ivan say, "What's up, guys? Gilmore is a Cowboy. Give it up." Ooh-wee, man. We're gonna get it all that. We just kind of give everybody introductions. Let's see who. Whoa. See, I told you. What I tell you. Hey, what it is, guys. It's B2 Real in the house. Hey, you need to link in, homeboy.
Hi, B2 Real.
He ain't coming. You know what it is? He want us to miss him. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Well, we do.
Brandon.
We miss the hell out of him. It just ain't
right.
Yeah, man.
Man,
we need some B2 Real up in here, bro.
That's the posse, man. We gotta have a whole posse, man. So there's Mikey. Mikey, thank you, Mikey, for parking. Damn.
Huh? I don't know if Mike parked. He still may be in a bad area.
Come on in, Mikey. Turn that phone sideways and come on in so we can get started, man. Because we got to hear everybody's views on what has happened. All right, Mikey, you in there? Damn. But so yeah, man, we might have not moved when everybody else moved, but bro, I mean, the money's starting to pile up now. So yeah, let's see what we gonna get.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, and then this daylight savings is killing me. Like, I lived in 2 states where there's no daylight savings. I lived in Indiana and I lived here, and we've never turned back our clock. Everybody turned around for us, and obviously it affects this very drastically. But nevertheless, how you guys doing? It's on it.
We in here, man. We got some movement going on. I had to talk some folks off from jumping off the bridge. They thought for sure. You lying to me. Hold on. Hold on. Don't nobody say nothing. Hold on. Don't nobody
Somebody
say
get caught at work.
Hold on. This is serious. This is serious.
Say it.
Hold on. And introducing in the red corner with blue shorts, tank top, weighing every bit of 305, and he's fighting Southpaw.
Oh, it's too real. It's about to get real. It's about to get real. It's about to get real.
What's up, fellas?
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, snap. A sight for sore eyes.
What's
I
up,
thought
fellas?
Stephon Gilmore was getting on, but this is way better.
Yeah, man. We got him in the house, guys. We got him in the house. So, well. Long time no see, stranger. How's everything going with you?
Man, you know, guys, I've been having some life events, you know what I'm saying? My father got diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. And I'm here with him, you know, being there for him, and fam and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo.
And then
There he is.
Lil B. Say what's up, everybody?
In the house.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
What's up?
Man.
Yeah.
What's
So,
up?
I'm here with him, I ain't been able to tune in, but Shine, come on with y'all, but I've been tuning in.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen, he gonna be all right, man. My mom went through it, man, and it's just a process, man. But it's a good thing that they called it, though. That's the good thing. So he'll be okay, man. Y'all just do what what needs to be done, and everything will be okay, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So hey, man, listen here. So we've been talking right now. We're waiting for everybody to get in here, and glad everybody's here. But man, now there's some movement. And there's some movement going on. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and get right on into this. I'm going to turn this music down because it's time to get serious about what's going on. Now, here's a video. I got to share this with you guys, man. And, this is the last take we had of Zeke. And
Don't show it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I got to show it, guys. I got to show it.
Don't show that.
No, not this.
I got to show it, man. This is the last video of Zeke. So here we go. Y'all hold tight. Let's get it. And oh shoot. Well, I just lost it. I just lost it anyway. Yeah, I blew that one. But anyway. It was the last play of Zeke. I just blew that. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Oh, that was a good one too. But anyway, let's talk Zeke, man. Let's talk about Zeke, man. So how y'all feeling, man? Start with Rue, because Rue, come on, Rue, you start this thing off, bro.
Listen, I've said it from the beginning. I respect the hell out of what Zeke did for this team. He had 4 solid years where he was arguably the best running back in this whole damn league. It's time, man. It is what it is. Like, he's sitting up here with me for a reason. Like, I got nothing but love for that 21, but what's done is done. And honestly, in my opinion, it probably should have happened sooner than it did. But we've already gone through it. And dude, he did what he needed to do for this franchise, man. Like, Zeke put up gaudy numbers for this team that goes, underestimated and unstated. And it's just like, he gave up his body for this team, and I respect him for what he did. But hey, what's done is done, baby. I wish him luck wherever he ends up. Hope he ends up somewhere nice.
Right, that's what's up, man. So, 300-pounder.
Yo.
What you thinking, brother? How you feeling about this?
Well, we all knew it was coming as soon as Tony signed the franchise. Well, he hasn't signed it, but as soon as they franchise tagged Tony, we all knew those 2 big contracts was not going to coexist on the Dallas Cowboys, especially at the running back position. So I just want to give Cowboy fans some nuggets, though. Since 2016, Zeke still averaged 4 yards a carry. Okay, last year he was at 3.8. So even in a down year, as we saw visually, he was still right at his average. Okay, but Zeke just didn't have his explosiveness, especially when you see a running back like Tony in the backfield. When they get on the field, they see a hole and they explode through it. And Zeke just didn't have that explosiveness anymore. And man, it's gonna be sad to see number 21 in a different uniform. You know, when we first saw Emmett in the Cardinals uniform, or Tony Dorsett in a Bronco uniform, it's gonna be sad days, man. But it's a business. We talked about it last week about the Cowboys falling in love with players and not letting them go when they needed to, and it was time. And Godspeed to Zeke, number 21. That's going to be the only Ohio State player I ever say anything nice about.
That ain't no lie.
Well, you know,
no
we got loyalties to him because he is a Cowboy. So, you know, sometimes we got to overlook.
Damn Cowboy.
Yeah. So, hey, Mikey, 520,
Yes.
what's going on? How you feeling about this move, bro?
It's so real because do you remember the splash? What 2016 in the ride that 2016 was even the draft when we got him, he lived up to the building. Sometimes that falls short. The first preseason game when we saw him and Cam Chancellor go at it, that game was so significant going into that year 2016. Not that Tony Romo got hurt and it brought on the birth of whatever the reign of Dak is, but the introduction of this kid that came off of a national championship and coming off of that performance and be selective top 5 and to live for the building. Yeah, we want 10 years, but that's not realistic in the NFL that they play now. But I thank the kid, and I said this on the group chat, like, you know, Roger Goodell stole 6 games that we should have had. He was in his prime, and it sucks that he lost that for things that, you know, that he was recommended not to get, and for the witch hunt and him to have that stain on him, not that stain per se, but that we lost those 6 games and basically didn't go back in the playoffs in that season, really probably changed the course of his career and the plight of it. But Zeke Elliott, it was time. He will never get credit like no other running backs get credit for the little things, for the checks, for the blitz pickups, for the little nuances that players like Zeke have. But their position is based on quickness and burst, and we saw it little by little, and it's bittersweet because, you know what? On to the next, but we've seen this with DeMarcus Ware. We've seen it with our beloved Cowboys. This is just time, and he's never not going to be a Dallas Cowboy. You're tripping if you think that him wearing another jersey. He is solidified, and he'll make more of his career. And all best to him. And be to real prayers for your family, bro. Prayers.
Yeah, you know, and I'm like Chris, man. It's just this reminds me of Emmitt Smith. Even Tony Dorsett when he came to his final years, man. It's just, you know, people could say, well, you know, they can, you know, throw shade on Zeke, but man, Zeke was our guy. He was our guy. I mean, you know, I'm curious what, you know, when I go back to training camp, what that's going to look like not seeing 21 out there. That's crazy, man. I mean, you know, it just, I'm one of those guys that I was a Zeke fan when he came in. I was like, who is Zeke Elliott? Because I was like everybody else. I mean, Derrick Henry was right there. What we doing? The guy from Alabama, but it didn't happen. But Zeke came in and proved his point, man, and he was our workhorse. But it's going to be really, really strange not seeing 21 in training camp. So, but we do know that Jerry Jones, and this right here just shows you that it's such a business, man. Because as we heard Jerry say, we want Tony and we want Zeke. This is what he said. I think we all heard that. But you know, Jerry had to say we have mutually agreed with Zeke that the best decision for everyone is that he will be able to experience free agency. And we can increase our flexibility and options as well, Jones said in a statement. This is one of the toughest part of operating the team. Moments like this come and extremely difficult decisions and choices are made for the franchise. For me personally, for players too, we will always have a special place and love for Zeke and what he means to our Cowboy family, both as a person and a player, that would never change. So this is totally something different than what we heard at first. We want Zeke and we want Tony. That's what we heard. But again, guys, I can say this here too. You know, we saw Emmett. We saw Emmett do everything he could, and then we saw him in his last days. So I hate to say it, but yeah, it was time to move on. I have to be one to say the same thing. I mean, but I do say this too, Chris. I really don't think Kellen Moore and Joe Philbin really helped him to be the running back that he probably could have been. I was just really torn on this double team blocking, this zone blocking, you know. And I just hope Zeke goes somewhere else, basically, which would probably be Tampa, and prove everybody wrong. What do you think?
Well, you know, I kind of agree with you because it seemed like the last 2 years Zeke was relegated to just running in between the tackles. They didn't throw him the screen pass no more. Like my greatest play Zeke ever made in his whole career with the Cowboys was that screen play against Pittsburgh. And when he went the distance, I was like, man, that is so freaking electrifying. We've been waiting on somebody to do that for us in the backfield. And it seemed like the Cowboys got away from their screen game. They got away from running him off tackle because he was a strong power back. I said because, you know, in the beginning of his career, most of his yards that he broke in between the tackles. But he just wasn't an in-between tackle running back. And that's what took a lot of years off of Zeke's life, too. Because when you run against them 300-pounders like myself, we're going to lay on you. And after a while, that's going to take a toll on you. So, and I think it took a toll in Zeke's explosiveness. And that's why it looked so blatant when Tony was on the field, because they were two different running backs, as a speed back.
Yeah.
But Zeke was a speed back. People forget when Zeke broke, he never got caught. Did you ever see him get caught?
Yeah.
But the Cowboys turned him into the power back that he was.
Yeah. And he just wasn't fast as Tony Pollard. Before Tony Pollard, there was nobody to compete against him. I mean, Rue, I mean, here we are with this backfield with Malik Davis and Rico Dowdle now. What the hell? I mean, and Tony Pollard is your starting running back. I mean, how you feel about that? The $10 million guy.
I mean, honestly, with Tony, I'm not disappointed with Tony, and I still want what I want. I still want them to trade and develop and get some new blood in there, especially now that Zeke is gone. You're not going to pay TP. You're not going to pay him. And I just want to stay on Zeke for a minute. Zeke was the anchor for this team for so long. Like, I know what I've said and everything else, but the bottom line is this is going to be a true test to Dak because his guy is gone now. They have a lot of moments together. Like, this is going to affect Dak Prescott because like his rock in the backfield is now gone.
Yeah.
So you're going to see some different effects, but I still stand by what I said. The performance, everything else, it's gone. Like once TP left that game against the 49ers, there was no fear from our backfield. The Niners had no fear of Ezekiel Elliott running or doing anything against them. And I want to go back to the pass catching. Zeke is one of the most underrated pass catchers out of the backfield in the entire NFL. I've seen this man like catch balls downfield, like 20 yards downfield, like
over the shoulder. He
can catch with some of the best of them. Why they went away from that? Why they stopped doing that with him? I will never. Even now, as old as he looked, running in between the tackles, the way they had him running in between the tackles. When he got some space outside. There was moments he wasn't going for 50 like he used to, but he'd get you 15, 20 sometimes. He had that like one or two pops a game if they gave him that opportunity, which came few and far between. I won't say that they misused Ezekiel Elliott, but I'm not going to change my mind in terms of it's time to move on. I can't because I still believe that. Larry in here talking about them trading for Derrick Henry. They better not. You better not trade for Derrick Henry.
No, that'd be crazy.
You better not.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to what's in my backfield right now, I have to believe that TP is going to do what he's got to do to take that next step. I'm betting before camp you're going to be hearing about TP putting on weight. Just my assumption. I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to be something coming from TP. You're going to see something different coming out of his camp this year. Because he's the man now, right? Zeke's gone. He's the man. Dowdle's not coming above him, I don't think. but it also depends on what they do in this draft. And we cannot forget, let's say they take one in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. There's a good chance that dude might come in and pop, because that's what happens in the running back position with young talent. You never know what you might get that just explodes for you. And behind this offensive line, it's gonna get better. I know there's still some question marks on the offensive line, but I know they're gonna figure this out. And dude, there's free agent talent on the offensive line out there. I mean, Kansas City just lost both their tackles. I know one of them's still out there. I'm pretty sure Bloom is still out there. And I mean, depending on what they're trying to do, there's people you can go and get. And I have faith in the young core that we have to develop. And at the end of the day, you still have Zach Martin. So,
and here's something that our boy St. Louis Joe said. He felt that Kellen Moore ruined Zeke, and I can agree to that to a certain extent, because I was just looking at Zeke's highlights, man, and these last 2 years have been really, really, I mean, just sparingly on Zeke. We got to remember he had to split carrying the ball with another running back. But if you go back when Zeke came in and look at the offensive line we had, Joe Looney, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Ron Leary, Tyron Smith. We had a line, and he was running for Scott Linehan. Scott Linehan was one that felt the need to run the ball. That's how he got the name Feed Zeke, because he fed him till he puked. And that's what Scott Linehan believed in. So, and you look, and I was looking at the highlight, I'm like, okay, look at that. You had the guards pulling. That's where the screen plays was coming in. And there's where, you had your linemen releasing, picking up linebackers. But then we saw with Kellen Moore was basically, we're going to throw the ball, and then we'll think about running the ball. So again, I kind of agree with Joe a little bit on that, because Kellen, it was not that type of run-minded offensive coordinator. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, with Kellen Moore, to me, it is what it is. I don't even blame Kellen Moore. I blame head coach. But we ain't got that problem anymore. But I wanted to bring up something to you guys. Okay, I just want to see what y'all opinion is. Remember last year when they said that when Diggs had his 12 interceptions, it didn't mean that. You remember that?
Yeah.
But it meant a lot for us winning games too, right? Okay, but he was the worst cornerback ever with 12 interceptions. How many touchdowns did Zeke have last year? Zeke had 12 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. Zeke had 12 touchdowns last year. Okay?
Man.
But then in our mind, we think Zeke is done because of the explosiveness. But when they needed to get in the end zone, they gave it to who? They gave it to 21.
They gave it to Zeke. They gave it to Zeke.
So were they 12 touchdowns that didn't mean anything? So now the Cowboys, if you think about it, he had 12 touchdowns last year. Year before he had 10. 1 year he only had 6. The year before that he had 12. His first year he had 15. So that's a lot of touchdowns the Cowboys got to make up for too.
Well, that's so true.
Where's it gonna come from?
They got to, they got to have a heavy back that can lean in that end zone. You're right.
And a lot of those touchdowns came from within a yard.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look, a lot of them are 5 yards or less. Right. And I'm not saying that that's nothing, because the Eagles are probably going to change the rule. They did it so well inside of a yard. They're straight up talking about changing the rule for the offensive lineman players. So, yeah, they're talking about changing that. So, I don't know. But I'm not going to say that that's nothing. But, I mean, I get your point. I do. Because, I mean,
he's going to be missed.
12 touchdowns isn't nothing. There's a lot of backs that aren't doing 12 touchdowns.
No way, at all.
What do you say, Mike?
He's going to be missed. He's going to be missed. Definitely going to be missed. He's not just in the field, but in the locker room. Yeah. Like Zeke's big. Like, I called my mom and I told her, she got sad, but she did realize he was slow. And that's what the position is. He did a lot more than just, be explosive. But we had that treat. We had that sample that, like you mentioned, that Steelers, the fake what is it? It was a fake jet sweep. You fake the jet sweep with Lucky Whitehead, and then you sneak the screen. And they did it against the Niners the very next year. Each time they did that play, it was going to be big. And even that run against the Cincinnati, when Cincinnati was hot, we had glimpses and we saw that explosiveness and his position. And for what the position has been relegated to, he is a victim of. And it sucks, and it's a business. But he is going to be missed severely in what he did, and his contributions on and off the field are you're going to see it on the team. And we've never seen a Dak without Zeke. And the time we saw him was those 6 games. So we're going to see a different Dak as well, because that's his boy.
And you're so true. And now, again, we're talking about the locker room too. I mean, there are going to be some differences in my locker room, because I'm sure Zeke brought something to that locker room because of who he was. But let me ask you this, Mikey. We did not know that Zeke was slow until Tony Pollard hit the field. Think about it. Before Tony Pollard, we didn't know that Zeke was, we just saw somebody that was faster than Zeke.
So you're saying, I don't know, you're short until B2 Real stands next to you? No, bro. No, bro. We are football fans. We know, especially these guys. These guys know what football looks like. We know what fast looks like. No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. That narrative is not gonna happen. Not with me, dog.
No. Listen,
I'm right there with you, Mikey. No, I saw that significant.
Pick up your phone, Chris, while you laughing so hard.
Your Chris gonna kill over.
Yeah. Hey, but listen. No, listen to this. Before
I love you, bro.
As long as before there was Tony Pollard, we didn't know how slow or how fast Zeke was, because all we had was Zeke.
Wow.
No.
Well, look. First of all,
we knew what fast. Oh, go ahead.
Mikey, first of all, I am the only one that can give short jokes to Gary. That's number one. You are offsides. That's a penalty. You cannot say anything about that man's height other than me.
I've never met him in person, so I have nothing. But I'm going off of the stuff you say. I got all comfortable.
Hey, I better not be taller than you, Mikey, because I'm gonna put my hand right on top of your head if I ain't.
Hey, man, I'm 6 even, sir. I used to be 6'1". Gravity took that.
I used to be 6'1".
But anyway, so yeah, we know that Zeke is going to be missed, and then, we had to talk about the elephant in the room. Here's a couple of statements here, man, that I wanted to bring up. St. Louis Joe said, the difference between Zeke and what he done is Dorsett and Emmett brought rings to that makes the difference. True, but we thought we was gonna get there, but it didn't happen. So,
but the feeling of losing Zeke, and I understand you guys feeling that, because he's a beloved player and embraced player. Like that MFer is a Dallas Cowboy. Like he's a Dallas Cowboy. So I get, when you said that statement, I felt it in that way. But but at the same time, I did think the same thing as Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that being said, D. Ware had something to say. And DeMarcus Ware said basically he had concerns about the Cowboys offense. He said, but the former defensive end and 9-time Pro Bowler DeMarcus Ware thinks the Cowboys needs to address the tight end situation first, not the receiver position. Offensively, I'm worried about the tight end situation. Ware said they need a Jason Witten back. They have the outer core with CeeDee Lamb and a couple of other guys, but they need that tight end that can really stretch the field with those linebackers to help the run game. So, Rue, what do you think about that statement?
I mean, I'm sorry, man. I have no idea.
Okay.
I got something.
Can I go first? Go ahead, say something. I got some. Go ahead.
I missed it.
Well, first of all, the tight end position ain't the Cowboys' issue at all.
At all.
And all three tight ends played a significant role this year, and I love it. And I hate all these mock drafts about the Cowboys taking the tight end and all that.
Oh my gosh, I wish they would.
That is not happening. Okay?
It better not.
So let's do this. Okay. I've been on this, I target certain players that I think, okay, we target Zeke that he ain't making the money that he should, but his production. But let's talk about D-Law. Let's talk about your production and the money you make, bro. Okay? You restructured.
Oh, this is D-Ware. This is D-Ware. This is DeMarcus Ware.
Where? Oh, I thought you said D-Law. Sorry.
No, this is DeMarcus Ware.
Chris about to kill somebody.
Hey, dog.
But anyway, going back, he's still wrong.
Yeah, he is.
DeMarcus Ware is still wrong. I don't think the tight end position is any issue on the Cowboys.
Why does this keep getting brought up too? Like,
you know what?
Because they're on the outside looking in. They're on the outside looking in.
But dude, when Schultz was out for 6 games, did you miss him? Did you miss him? You didn't miss him.
No. And let me put on that. Oh, like I think we wasted the tag on Schultz, frankly, because he's out and about. And has he been picked up?
No.
Has he been picked up?
No.
Not yet.
So, like, who knows? We could end up with that guy less than the franchise tag price at a bargain. It might even happen that way. We have the same core, and you know what? And have that production. So let him go, and we addressed that position last year. Wasn't in the 3rd round with Ferguson. So we're trying. Exactly.
No, and man, I don't know.
But here it is, right here. We need a tight end. This was Schultz's problem. He could not block.
Mercedes Lewis.
The younger ones we're talking about. The younger ones got him motivated to block. I remember us talking about it throughout the season.
Well, yeah.
When you had Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot coming in there, knocking people out, pulling left and right, it was ridiculous. And Jake Ferguson was doing some things last season where it was like, this kid could be special, not just some tight end that just got in the 3rd round. This kid could end up being really freaking special.
Man,
I thought he was talking about the O-line, man. I don't know why I got confused on what you were saying. Because I do have concerns on the O-line.
I do agree with you, Rue, that those young tight ends made Dalton Schultz block.
They did.
Dalton Schultz wasn't going to get on the field. I mean, because the kids was catching, they was blocking, they were doing everything. Yeah. I love when they ran 3 tight ends. I was like, yes.
That was our best formation all season.
Because that
was our best formation.
Dude, they had a mismatch because all 3 tight ends had the same skill set. Okay? So it was a mismatch. And that was one of those things that Kellen Moore did that irritated me because they had a set that actually worked, a formation that actually worked. They run out of it and throw out of it, and he didn't use it a lot.
Yes.
So it sucks.
Yeah. So we're good at tight end. I don't know why these folks talking about a tight end at first. Man, that just irks the crap out of me to hear somebody say. But again, they're guys on the outside looking in. They don't know that we have Ferguson. They don't know we have Hendershot. We got Keon.
Is Travis Kelce going to be on the draft? Is he going to be there at 26?
No.
Okay. No, we don't need no damn tight end.
No, Mercedes Lewis is out there. I know Mercedes Lewis is on. I'm not talking about as a pass catcher. I'm talking about as the blocker. Let those other kids be the pass catchers and let that dude block. Like, and I'm not saying that as a priority. We could get him probably on a G on veteran minimum. He has experience with Mike McCarthy, but he is a legit blocking tight end. And I know you would appreciate Mr. 300-pounder.
Yeah. But you know what? And you know what? I'm gonna say this here too, man. I really think we're gonna see a total different offense. You're gonna start seeing more strategic plays. You're gonna start seeing, like you say, knowing when to put a blocking tight end in versus a catching tight end. Kellen just did not have that, and maybe he'll get better with. You already see that Eckerly, was that his name over at the Chargers? He wants out. Eckerly. Is that his name?
Eckler, Austin Eckler.
Eckler. He wants out.
Well,
Because the Chargers don't pay their running backs. They'll get you paid, but they're not giving you no second contract.
There's not a running back that's being paid right now, though, Rue.
That's gonna be done. That's gonna be done since the Zeke time.
This is what Philly Finance said. He said there won't be a market for running backs no more like there used to be. Too many teams have proved that if you invest in a really good O-line, and we saw the kid from Atlanta, we saw the kid from Kansas City. I mean, these kids, you put the numbers out there last week about these guys not even making over $5 million and still having a 1,000-yard run. And right now, looking at the free agent market and looking at the draft, there is so many running backs out there. And it depends on how we're going to do it. I just really don't see us bringing in a veteran running back to replace Zeke. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think, Mikey?
Well, we already got him. His name is Tony Pollard, and the rest of running back are in the draft, and that's just the way the NFL has been using these running backs. And all it does is supplant Emmitt Smith as the all-time running back of all time. Excuse me if I twist my words. Because this is the new NFL, and it's not the running NFL, and they're just running these kids to the ground. Offensives are running these kids to the ground, and Emmitt Smith's not going to get caught.
Yeah,
that'll never be broken. That record will stand forever.
Yeah, look at because his game has changed. But look what Pete said. Pete said Chief won a Super Bowl with a 7th-round running back, and they did.
That's right.
They did, and I'm telling you, we're going to see the same thing in this draft. We're going to have a lot of guys that's coming in the 6th round, 5th round that's going to get in there and they're going to prove themselves. I mean, but I'm really interested in how this offense is going to look. I mean, as far as this West Coast, and do you guys think that we're going to go and pick up a fullback? I mean, Chris, you think that's going to be part of the plan? Or I know we're just speculating.
Gary, don't get the big fella all moist from talking about fullbacks. Come on, man.
Fullback.
It don't happen. I would love it. I would love that we had a person that actually played fullback. Don't play nothing else. He don't play tight end. He don't play defensive end. He don't play defensive tackle. He don't play linebacker. But if he played fullback only, I would love it, man. But my whole thing is, without us knowing what Mike McCarthy got what's in his mind, he said we was going to run the ball, but is he actually going to do it? Okay, if he goes and to do the true West Coast offense have a fullback. Yeah. So if he put a fullback out there, and man, we can get out there and start punching people in the mouth like I wish we would. Man, Dak Prescott would have a hell of a year. I mean, because it would take so much pressure off of him. And and that was another reason why we was loving Zeke for those years, because when Dak didn't have his experience that he had now, we leaned on the running game in the offensive line, and now it's reversed. Now we leaning on Dak and the receivers.
Where is Keith Smith at?
I wish they go back to it.
I don't know where Keith Smith is right now.
Well, yeah, he was with Atlanta, but let's get Keith Smith back. He was a dog, and he wasn't a fullback at heart. He was a linebacker. That's where you can find your fullback.
You're right.
What he did to Micah Hyde in the boundary in that freaking playoff game. Micah Hyde's body still laying on that field.
What was the running back we brought? I mean, the fullback we brought in for Chicago. What was his name? Nick Rawls? Is that his name? What was his name?
Yeah, they signed him last year, but they cut him before.
They cut him. But
the one that we got from the Raiders, what was his name? He was super athletic, and he was a special team player. And then once COVID hit, we never saw him again. I forgot his name. He was the last real fullback we had on our roster that was worth putting on the field.
Owale, or whatever his name. Owale.
Yes.
Or whatever. Well, he cost us that great game when he dropped the damn ball in the end zone. Boy, he did the right thing. He got the hell out of town. Get your ass out of here. Do y'all remember that game? That was a crucial game. He dropped. Was it against Green Bay? Was that against Green Bay?
Oh my God, Gary! I think you holding on to something, man. Is it something you want to talk about?
Yeah, he dropped the ball. He dropped the damn ball in the end zone. A true fan. But listen, D-Block 88 said Zeke was the last high-paid running back, and I believe you. I believe that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. But anyway, what you gonna say? What you gonna say, Mikey?
I said I think you're just romancing some Tyler Klutz. Like there's so much going on, and we're talking fullbacks.
Well, yeah,
I'm about to say.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's all about the Cowboys. So, you know, and now we've made a move. We have brought in a cornerback. Okay. So how we feeling about that?
Hey, there's that fifth round pick, Big Chris. There's that fifth round pick.
Hey, but no, this what's even better though. It's the compensatory pick. It's the compensatory pick.
Yeah.
It wasn't a true fifth round pick. So if you think about it, you got him for free.
Yeah, you got
him for free.
Yeah, you really did.
Is that all thanks to that quarter? So we get Gilmore by losing the wide receiver. So it doesn't even out. We'll see what this will rule out to. But that compensatory pick was from the Browns. Am I correct?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe you're right. I
mean, still, I honestly, I love the move. Bringing in Stephon, pair him up with Diggs. You still have the young guys in rotation. You can still stick Bland in that nickel corner spot. I mean, it's going to work out really nice. Not to mention, you keep together the three-headed monster at safety. You got Hooker, Curse, and we kept Donavan Wilson. That is like the best news I've heard in weeks. That's the best news I've heard since Dan Quinn decided he was going to stay with us and be our defensive coordinator. I'm more happy about Donavan Wilson than I am about anything. Donavan Wilson is the most amazing thing that they could have done. I did not think he was going to stay. I thought we were going to lose Donavan Wilson. I was pissed last week. I was just mad because I was like, there ain't no way. They're just going to let him walk. Freaking let him go. They're just going to let him go.
You heard me last night. Everybody's talking about Stephon. I'm like, what the hell? Donavan Wilson. You guys had no idea how much he was being slept on, even by Cowboy fans. I guess Stephon Gilmore is great. It's great. We did something. But Donavan Wilson and the celebration and the relief of not losing him, I think trumps a little bit of what Gilmore could be. And don't sleep on number 24 either. He's a dog.
Yeah. Israel.
I don't think they're done. They keep restructuring.
They're not done.
They keep creating cap space. They are not done. I know something's coming. I know we get lured into this. I feel like a fish that's biting on a hook right now because it happens almost all the time. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've never seen Jerry Jones do anything because he has. In his history, he's done it. He's made big moves. He's made big splashes. And yeah, it hasn't happened lately, but I mean, the last time it happened was with Amari Cooper, and they're creating all this space for what? What I'm really hoping is that they get their guy and start signing some of these guys that are coming up. Yeah, because got to get that out of the way. The sooner we get that done, the better.
So Felicia Collins says, does this mean OBJ is coming? What do you think, Ru? Is he coming? 20 million?
Not for 20 million. Not for 20 million. I'm not.
Hell no.
This guy's coming off, bro. He's got robotic knees at this point. Like, there ain't no way I'm paying $20 million a year guaranteed money for a guy like OBJ. Yeah. And I still am standing on this too. I don't need a 1. I need a strong 2. I mean, dude, you got guys like DJ Chark out there. He might work and he can take the top off. He can get downfield, and he's definitely not going to cost you that much. But I really feel like they're going to make. I feel like something's coming. I feel like they're creating all this cap space for something. Could they go crazy? Because I don't see this organization giving up draft picks for Stephon Diggs. But
they just restructured. They just restructured his contract too.
Stephon?
Yeah, they restructured.
I don't know if that changes things on our end of it. But either way, he obviously wants to come here. I mean, everything about his social media will tell you he wants to be here. He stopped following the Bills, started following the Cowboys, straight up got his mama talking about, oh, I'd love to see you in a Cowboys uniform. Like, Okay, I would too. So, and like I said, I don't need a one, but what are they doing all this for? Something's coming. You don't just do all this for next year's cap hits unless you're just going to pay Micah now, pay Diggs now, which they don't have to until next year. What else you create?
And that's one way they can sit on this money for next year. So, Mikey, so what?
Yeah.
So is that what you're thinking that they're doing? They're going to try to create all this money so they can pay some of these players, or do you think they got something up their sleeve?
If you know what the action that we got, well, here's a cute little quip on going back to the Stephon Gilmore, the acquisition of him. For the last 5 years, it's been him or Jalen Ramsey, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And people were, fussing that we didn't get Jalen Ramsey, and and I personally, I didn't feel that we missed anything, but getting Gilmore is, the equivalent of getting that. So, like, we had those good feelings, and we basically, like Chris said, got him for nothing. Something we didn't put value on. Don't get me wrong, our picks are valuable, and I don't think we're going to give up picks for anybody else. Who knows? But a little nuance was the year we picked up Michael Parsons. What was that? 2020, 2021, 20, right?
20.
There was strong considerations in giving up that pick to get Stephon Gilmore on the Cowboys. It was a little rumor thing that happened, but to fast forward 2 years and not giving up that pick and getting what Michael Parsons is, and then finally settling, yes, these 2 years have passed, but now Stephon Gilmore's on the team is pretty damn cool. As far as getting other players, getting other players for I would only get a free agent. I think the Dallas Cowboys value their picks, like they hoard their picks.
Yeah.
And do we need another Stephon? Are we gonna get Stephon Diggs now? Is Stephon Gilmore? Well, Stephon or Cal? Who else we getting? You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. I want to see what the draft is, because we are a draft and develop team, and we just need to plug in the holes. So that's where I'm at with the receivers, and they need to pay their players ultimately. To answer your question, I would try to pay early so we don't get bit in the ass later.
Yeah, Chris, what are they gonna do with all this money, man, that they're generating? What's the plan? I mean, what is your foresight on what their plan is?
Well, can I go back to Gilmore real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Now with Gilmore on the field, are you worried about the left side of the field anymore?
No.
I think this is going to free up our most dominant player in the secondary. That's Wilson. You're going to see Donovan Wilson down low so much now, forcing plays. It's going to remind you of Woodson all over again. Because when Woodson was dynamic on the 90s Cowboys, because we had two good cornerbacks, right? So now we got two good solid cornerbacks, okay? And when you bring number 6 down to force the action, I think Diggs is going to have more picks. I think Seymour is going to have picks on that side, because everybody who played the Cowboys, they always going to throw that side. They always going to throw that side.
Of course,
we had nobody to cover that side. Okay, with Gilmore, I don't know what the coach was like, a 5th rounder. Hey, you can have him. I'm like, bro, have you not seen this guy play for the last 5 years? You just don't give up starting corners in the NFL for a 5th round compensatory pick. Okay, I don't care about his age, because he didn't play like a 31-year-old man last year. He didn't play like
he balled out last year. He did.
He's a relatively healthy player. Man, I'm happy about that. Now back on the money part. The money part, I always think the Cowboys always got something up their sleeve. That's if they're willing to pull the trigger. Because man, we've been talking about explosive players on the team. We've talked about either trading for Mike Evans. We've been talking about trading for D-Hop. We've talking about OBJ. We've been talking about a lot of things, but the Cowboys may have something else. Okay? Hey, have you thought they may even go free agency on the offensive line? offensive lineman.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus! Oh, Jesus!
That's a real possibility.
Would you put it past them if you
No,
absolutely not.
Orlando Brown, Brown or what?
Like Brown from Kansas City. Okay, you got this money. If you put that starting tackle there, you put Smith back at guard, and then even draft another. Aren't you ready to roll?
Yeah,
let's go. Let's
not just
go.
Only think about receivers with that money. Think about an O lineman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A couple of O linemen.
He's giving me. Oh Lord. Real quick. Back to the Stephon Gilmore, because I know we're going to something else. But didn't you think, like, when you saw this, when you guys shared this, because I'm working. So when you guys shared it on the thread, I looked at it. It was you, right? It was you, Chris, that shared it, and I double take that because Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys are horrible at getting these kind of deals because we can't keep our own business at home. And teams, so Jim Irsay and him had a weak week, and for the Cowboys to get this kind of deal, like, I did a double take. What? We did, because they don't barter with us because they already know our hand. Like how we lost, like we could. The Raiders got a first round pick for Cooper, but we got a fifth round pick for Cooper because they read our mail. They know. So for the Dallas Cowboys to get this type of player for what we paid, it was unbelievable to me because everybody knows our mail. Everybody reads it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, our mail is always on the media, so everybody knows what's going on with the Cowboys. So, what was that? Don't forget about D. Bland. Hey, that's a great addition. D. Bland, that is a great addition. I'm not sure where.
God.
I don't know where what that does for J. Lou, because now I'm thinking Gilmore and Diggs are going to be on the outside, which is going to probably put Bland back to the inside.
Well, think about it. Even when Jordan Lewis come back, Jordan could play the slot and the outside. Well, I want both of them on the field when we in nickel. Why wouldn't we have Bland and
Akwamu
on the field?
You are sleeping on Akwamu. Akwamu's there too, Bubba. Dude, we have rich people problems. We got rich people problems when it comes to our DBs right now. I like having rich people problems.
It's been a long time, Mikey, since we had rich people problems in the secondary.
Yeah,
because
a long time.
We was always either worried about our strong safety or our right corner. You ain't worried about it anymore. You're not worried. So let's roll.
So Gilmore will be covering the number 2 receiver, and Diggs will be covering the number 1. Ooh, wee.
Or vice versa. I don't care.
Or vice versa. It don't even matter.
I don't even think about Diggs changing sides no more.
Nah.
Left side is Diggs, right side is Gilmore, and let's roll with it.
So, it look like we're putting a lot of emphasis, man, on this defense, man. I'm not even sweating the defense. I think the defense is solid, but we have to create some depth on this offensive side. If you look at the roster, it's like, damn, it is like damn near empty. So there could be some, like you say, some moves in this free agency for some linemen to come in. I mean, we got to replace Connor McGovern. We have to replace him, which we could get him in the draft. But we, like you say, Chris, we could find a good lineman and bring him in and, and probably go too deep as a lineman and as free agent. But I just do not want to see us spend $20 million on a receiver when we had one. I just do not want to see that. You already know where I'm going, Chris. You know where I'm going.
Hey, Gary, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? But I would be pissed if we're going to give 20 minutes to a receiver when we had one. So I know. Do it. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Well, when Jalen Tolbert is coming to save us all.
You know what?
I hope that he does well, just so you keep your words. Like, I really do. Because if he ends up being like 800 or 900 yard guy, legit number 2, I'm gonna laugh so hard about all the mess you talked about a kid who hasn't even had a real opportunity to play.
Oh, jeez. I hope I'm wrong, Bubba. I hope I'm wrong.
I
hope I'm wrong.
I really can't wait
about that. I think because I'm kind of with Mikey and I'm kind of with you on Jalen Tobin. Let me tell you why. Because when Michael Gallup rookie season, he showed you something. At CeeDee Lamb rookie season, he showed you something. Okay? And we had high hopes for him when he got drafted because of Dak making phone calls and working out with him. We thought this kid is going to be our number 3, possibly our number 2. But when you inactive every week, to me, that's a problem. You get opportunities in practice to get on the field, to get on the 53 on Sundays. And when he was deactivated, man, 10 out of the 16 games, to me, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Okay? That's a problem.
And his highlight was he lined up off sides. He lined up off sides.
Okay. After he looked at the referee told him he was good and then called him off sides. We saw what happened there. Like, let's not play like that's not what happened there.
Listen, guys.
But that's his highlight, though.
I'm not saying he had some miraculous rookie year. He had a trash.
He come from South Alabama, so I was kind of a little leery about that too. I was like,
South Alabama. Okay. The kid put up 2,400 yards in 2 seasons. There's something there. I don't care what anybody got to say about it. I'll sit on that forever. I cannot wait until he gets his opportunity because I'm telling you right now, I think there's something there. Something there. And I think that there's tons of guys that had terrible rookie seasons come out year 2 and they're much better. And it's not to mention it's the receiver position, which for us last year was in turmoil. It was changing out. I mean, to be a rookie, I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't great to be a receiver for us last year.
Well,
it wasn't. There was a lot
of turmoil. That's just a little much.
Rue, you just proved the point. It was in turmoil. So if you're in turmoil, aren't you trying to take advantage of this? Okay, but when you deactivated for 10 games, to me, you ain't doing your job.
If you're hurt, you're hurt. You can't come out there if you're hurt. I mean, what do you want him to do? If he can't play because he's hurt, I can't count that against him. Now, if he comes out next year and just is a ghost, okay, yeah, you got something there. But I'm not going to crucify a guy after 1 season that was your rookie year when you come from a small school. It's not like
it's different terminology.
If he was hurt, wouldn't he been on the injured list, not the inactive list?
Hey, Rue.
He had out these scratches.
What school did Larry Allen come from?
Sonoma State. Oh, excuse me.
You never heard of Sonoma State.
Exactly.
And that man came in a Hall of Famer day 1.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It doesn't always happen that way, though.
That's kind of unfair, though. That's kind of unfair, Chris. That's kind of unfair.
Larry Allen. Where did Jerry Rice come from? Where did Jerry Rice come from?
Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah, Mississippi Valley.
Okay. Where did Shannon Sharp come from? Come on, man. Those small school stuff don't work.
Came from Southwest High School.
But hold on. Now, I don't know what Shannon Sharp was like his rookie. I really don't know. And you can keep on going with the small schools. I mean, shoot, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss got kicked out of 3 big schools before he ended up at Marshall.
Either way.
That's why we didn't get him.
Either way.
So listen, guys, and we all got good.
Love you, Rue. I love you, Bubba.
Man. But I basically list the Cowboys this year as second chance you. We got to give them a second chance. This team is second chance you.
This is all I'm saying. I can't defend anything he did last year. He was hot garbage. You want me to say it? I say it. He was hot garbage last year. But I'm not gonna give up on a guy after his rookie year when I didn't even really get to see him play.
And that's true. You got a legitimate right.
Real quick, when it comes to Semi Fioco, I want to know why Mikey keeps calling this man slow. Why do you keep calling him slow?
Because I watched the Pac-10, Bubba, or Pac-12, Bubba.
He runs a 4.340. The man runs a 4.340. That's what that's his time. Go Google it. It's like a 4.34 is what Semi Fioco runs. That's slow.
Well, he looks slow on the field. He might be fast in the 40. Hey, no, dude, running a straight line. Hey, let's go back to Jerry Rice. What did Jerry Rice run? A 4.6. When he was on the field, did he look like he was running a 4.6?
Jerry Rice is a route runner. You're changing the topic. I asked you why you said Semi's slow.
He's slow on the field. He's slow on the field. Hey, Hakeem is faster.
But listen, guys, this is why I say this is
y'all killing these guys for being hurt. We love Zeke when he come out there one-legged gimping.
I love Zeke.
The voice is going.
You can't get on the field. We crucify him. Oh no.
Yeah. You're gonna die on that sword, bro. And you know what? You're about something.
Hardest position to play. Receiver is a hard position to play.
I respect you, Rube. Every man has to have a code.
There's tons of guys that come in this league at receiver position that don't just come in and light it up and they're superstars, and then later on in their career they turn into something. It happens all the time. These guys, there's exceptions to every rule.
Well,
you know, Jamar Chase only comes around once every couple years. You know, Jay Jetta only comes around every couple years. These guys are special. This shit does not happen regularly.
Well, and that's why.
Don't act like it does, because you know it don't.
This is why I said
he got a button, and we know the president.
This is why I call the team Second Chance U, because we have to give Michael Gallup a second chance. I mean, we got to give Dak Prescott a second chance. We got to give Jalen Tolbert a second chance. We got to give Tyron Smith a second chance, even though he's been in the league for so long, because it look like Tyron Smith's gonna be here. We got to give Mike McCarthy a second chance. So the whole thing is second chance. I understand what we're saying, but let's see how Mike McCarthy conducts this team, how this offense is going to look, because, again, Kellen Moore had no clue. He just, hey, get out there and run. You run this, you run that. And so there was no continuity, or there just wasn't any gelling with what we saw the last year. So we got to say, Mike McCarthy, we're going to give you a second chance. Dak Prescott will give you a second chance. Let's see how this offense runs before we can say that Jalen Tolbert is actually hot garbage or hot trash or whatever. So, and that's just why I call him that, because that's what we have to do. I really think that Michael Gallup's going to have a better year under Mike McCarthy, because now you're going to start seeing more strategic plays. You're going to start seeing more situational plays. You're going to see more analytics on the field when it's second and 2, and I'm hoping we won't see ourselves in a shotgun. So again, it's just a second chance university team this year. That's where I look at it. So
with Michael, this is another year for that leg to get healed up and develop as well, man. And there was pictures, like, you know how paparazzi is with these Cowboys, man. There was straight up pictures of his legs next to each other, and you can see significant difference in size between each leg. I mean, he sat out for a whole year, so I don't know. With Michael Gallup, I really feel like it's just hope and holding on, because I know it's there. I know he's got that gifted ability, but I really need somebody else to step up.
So here's a question, then. Here's a question, Rue. So do we bring in D-Hop? I'm gonna ask all you guys that. Do we bring in D-Hop? Yes or no?
I love everything that D-Hop is saying. D-Hop is talking about taking a friendly deal. I don't think he'll cost a lot in a trade. I do not think he's washed. I don't. I think he's still got a lot left in the tank, and I think that he'd be willing to kind of take a back seat to CD, because everything that he's telling me is making me feel like that's what he's ready to do. He's talking about taking less money, team-friendly deal. He just want to get in where he fit in, is what it sounded like. And that's kind of, man, I've watched D-Hop. Obviously, he was in Houston, so he was always kind of close to us. You know what I mean? Like, so you'd see it stuff on D-Hop all the time. But D-Hop is really, man, he's just kind of like, that dude's just chill, man. He's just a chill dude. Like, he got his own little drama with family and baby mamas and kids and all that stuff. Like, he's got his own little personal demons or whatever. But he's still just laid back. Like, he just want to get in where he fit in. Let me get my yards. I'm gonna be cool with you. You be cool with me. Like, kumbaya. And I'm not mad at that. And dude, that dude is special. I don't care what nobody got to say. Like, everybody want to say something because he was gone, for 6 games or whatever last year. But damn it, he still got something left. And I don't need him to be D-Hop that he was for the Texans. I need him to be a solid number 2. Solid guy. Just run your little play, do what you do, and take some pressure off CD.
So Chris, what makes more sense? Odell Beckham or D Hop? Or does neither one make sense? I mean,
and there's other guys out there, Chris. So fire away, baby.
Well, these are the two top names, you know, and then people
I'm gonna stay on topic. So if you ask me one of the two, I would want Beckham just because he can take the top off. If you're looking for somebody for possession, D Hop. But I think what Cowboys need is somebody to take the top off.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think?
What do you think? Chris? Oh, my bad. My bad.
I wouldn't know. Well, we don't know what Odell looks like. Yes, he can work out all he wants, but those are 3 knee surgeries. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing we're weary with Odell. We dealt that last year with Michael Gallup. So we're waiting on one of those projects already. If D Hop comes over for the right trade price and a restructure of his contract, I would be elated with that, especially with what Rue said about, you know, being the Larry Fitzgerald to his D Hop, where D Hop would be that to our CD Lamb, the same kind of dynamic. That would be cool if that's on. But somebody said TJ Shark earlier, maybe get somebody like that and then get somebody in the draft. But as far as those two, I would love Hop.
So do we not?
He's saying the right things. He's saying the right things, and you're hearing things from Beckham that he wants $20 million. Maybe that's just the media, and then them feeding into him.
He ain't getting no damn $20 million.
$20 million?
No, you ain't getting no damn $20 million. Man,
what was his last full season? When was the last time he played a full year?
Yeah, no, you're not getting $20 million. Bro. It's okay. It's okay to, you know, be it high. But when it's close to season, I'm sure it's going to come down. So are we not talking about T.Y. Hilton? Are we done with T.Y. Hilton?
Is he still in the roster? Is he still?
I mean, we only signed him for a year. So
3 and 30, baby. Third and 30, baby. Woo!
I mean, T.Y. is just filler at the end of the day. Like, T.Y. had his moments, obviously, the 4th and 30. I mean, he had his moments. So I'm not taking anything away from T.Y., but it's not. I need more. I can't just settle for just T.Y.
We couldn't get more from T.Y. because
but that was then.
More went to the Bears. More went to the Bears.
Yeah, for real. But so okay, real quick before we get off of here, real quick. LVE, woo! LVBE is back. LVE, Chris, come on, how you feeling about LVE being back on the team as your starting a middle linebacker over Bobby Wagner? What's up?
Oh my Lord!
Y'all made me confess my love to LVE. Then the Rams released Bobby Wagner. Then I was like, I think I'm gonna leave her again, you know, for another girl. And then we went to marriage counseling, so we back together. And LVE, we're back together.
Yeah, y'all back together.
So it's not too late though.
It's not.
Look, I gave a lot of props and love and respect to LVE for his performance last year. And I appreciated what he did because he improved, okay? Mm-hmm. And you saw the difference when he wasn't on the field. And me as being the biggest LVE hater in the world, I confess it. Then I went back and I told myself, not anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. He's a Cowboy. I'm a Cowboy fan. I need to support him just as much I support Dak, because I was doing the same thing that I hate what people do about Dak Prescott, and they call themselves Cowboy fans.
Oh my God!
I was doing the same thing to LVE. I gotta stop it. I need to stop it immediately. So, hey, I got happy when I saw number 45 for the Rams was free, but the Cowboys made me start drinking.
Whoa!
It ain't over yet though.
Hey, let me ask a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Then I'm gonna get off, dude. Obviously, I need a shower. You guys seen Avengers, right? You guys seen the Avengers?
Yeah.
So, do you think Bobby Wagner is the last gemstone to what would be the Cowboys' defensive gauntlet? as far as that Thanos? Is that last piece?
That's the last piece.
Then on that note, I answer it there later. Puro pichi Cowboys in the shower.
That's the last piece. I said it is the
Who did he
last.
say? I missed who he said. Who did he say?
Bobby Wagner being the last.
Bobby
piece.
Wagner.
All right, you remember last year everybody kept saying LVE is out of position. He's not a true middle linebacker. He's an outside linebacker. Why wouldn't you go get Bobby Wagner, put him in the middle, and put LVE where he's supposed to be? Okay?
It could probably still happen. It might happen.
Anthony Barr's not here, so
no, don't bring Anthony Barr back.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to bring Anthony back.
It can still happen.
I mean, with all this cap space, they're going to do something. But I got something for you, Chris, man, because I got to throw this out there because you keep talking about this offense taking the top off. Why am I under the assumption that you don't think CeeDee Lamb can do this for this offense? Why? I want to know what the gripe is with CeeDee Lamb.
I don't have one with CeeDee Lamb.
So why do you believe he can't take off the top of this offense?
I believe because CeeDee Lamb's number one, he's always doubled and triple teamed. So when you double and triple team, it's hard to take the top off every time. Okay, CD don't have the cheetah speed. Okay, if he had the cheetah speed, I think differently. But to me, he's wearing 88. None of our 88s been taken. They haven't took the top off, but they catch and they move the chains and they make the big plays, and that's what CD is right now.
But the thing for me is because I saw him do it at Oklahoma. Believe me, I had to endure that shit for years while he was there. So it was like I've seen him do it for this offense. And what you're talking about with him being covered all the time, if you had that solid 2 possession receiver or whatever in D-Hop or whoever you prefer on that side, even if it's OBJ, hopefully not at 20 million, but say it's OBJ. If he's taking, if they got to respect both sides of your offense, man, what you get out of CD, the possibilities of everything opening up becomes exponential compared to what you had. Because, dude, he's never had, except for his rookie year with Amari, he's not really, there's nothing there for him to kind of play off of, or there hasn't been. And I feel like with the way he's worked on his route running and how he's worked on his ability of, the different things that he can do for the offense, I think he does have that pop speed that, you know what I need to do? I need to look up how many yards he had, how many catches he has over 25, and how many of those he caught at the goal line and took it somewhere. Because I know he did that multiple times this past season. And it's like, I know he has that speed because I've seen it. And it's just like, I get the love for OBJ, but ain't no way at 20 million. And I'm still on that thought where
I'll fight OBJ if they gave him 20 million. I'll fight him.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But I gotta
get that money back. Give it back.
My only thing is like, is there any doubt with you in terms of CD's ability after what you saw this past season? Are you still at that point where you got to see a little more? No. Or are you pretty much like, this guy is our number one, there is no question?
I believe he is our number one.
Bet.
No. See, I don't want anybody to get misconstrued about me talking about a speed receiver. I love CeeDee Lamb. I love what he gave us his rookie year all the way to now. I think the last 8 games of the season, CeeDee Lamb stepped up and proved that he was a number one. Can we all agree on that?
Of course.
Okay. Because, in the beginning of the season, we still had doubts. Okay?
Yes.
Them last 8 games, CD played like a number one. Okay? So that's what we expect from him the rest of the from now on. My whole thing is the Cowboys put themselves in situations where they didn't have anybody. That's why they went and signed T.Y. for emergencies and stuff like that for somebody. And then they even had somebody on the field just as fast, but they wouldn't put him up, take him off the bench. We're talking about Turpin. The man, that's how he got on the Cowboys team, because of his speed. But you wouldn't put him on the field to make plays happen for your offense, where you can open up CD or even Malcolm Gallup even more, just because that boy is on the field. Just because he's on the field, the threat is something else.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I call this year's team Second Chance U, because we have to see what it's going to look like under Mike McCarthy's direction. I mean, I'm sure we're going to see something a lot better than what we saw before. And I know we keep saying, oh, they threw all of these. We was the high-scoring offense. But a lot of our games we played in the past were playing from behind. A lot of games we played from behind. We played a whole bunch of games from behind to where, Dak had to take it upon himself. Shoot, 300, 400 yards a game. So I know we're saying about CD, he gets a second chance. Cooper, Gallup gets a second. Everybody gets a second chance because we want to see what this offense looks like. But I really want to see us put more focus now that we got this defense together. Now let's see what this offense is going to do to solidify the positions. And if we can do that, man, if our offense can complement our defense, we're going to be hell, man. We're going to be hell.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we will. So, from me to you and Second Chance U, like we always say, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. So let's make it happen. Dallas Cowboys. Deuces.